The years following World War II saw many new homes built in Winnipeg's West River Heights. Families there began to dream of having a neighborhood Sunday school for children and a place for worship. From a meeting held at Sir John Franklin School in June 1950, and with assistance from Winnipeg Presbytery's Church Extension Committee, a new congregation was formed. A parcel of land that was mainly bush with a bus turnaround was available at the corner of Haskins and Lanark. And by December 10th, a prefab building was erected and a retired minister assigned to shepherd the fledgling flock. Choosing a name took place at the first annual meeting on January 28, 1951. The small building was soon overcrowded. There was a very small room or kitchen at the end, used for many purposes, such as for counting offering. Was the building cold, or was there just no room for the children's coats and boots? In April 1951, a call was extended to Reverend Alan Simpson as Dr. Duckworth was leaving for Ontario. The number of members and adherents rapidly increased, and the need for more space, particularly for youth activities, was urgent. Plans were developed and finances arranged to build an auditorium with a sanctuary to be erected later. And on December 12, 1954, on its 4th anniversary, the congregation moved into the new building. The first service saw all 500 seats filled, with 25 more on the stage. Sunday school classes had more room, but were still crowded. Church services were well attended, and choirs, they were a regular part of the worship service from the very first years, as was a junior choir. The sanctuary building opened in March of 1958, and by that time it seems that the choir had acquired mortarboards for their heads. Sunday school was always large in the beginning. Christian education was a high priority with the congregation for both adults and youth. Do you recognize any of these 6-year-old boys? Classes with boys and girls were formed a few years later, and Sunday school class times also have changed from Sunday afternoon to 9:30 a.m. to the church hour. Mothers with small children or babies took turns supervising in the nursery room during Sunday worship and were often assisted by CGIT members. Congregational activities were extensive, with the church building used midweek for a variety of activities or committee meetings. Youth groups included Mission Band or Messengers, Explorers, Canadian Girls in Training, children often assisted a money-raising project, such as selling light bulbs. For boys, there were Cub Packs, Scout Troops, Tyros, and Sigma C. Education through recreation occurred with camping. Congregational retreats, such as the one at Camp Robertson. There were father and son banquets. And AOTS men, as one that serves, attended Moonachie men's conferences. For older youth, there was a Tuxus group, a young people's group, and of course confirmation classes whose sizes reflected the peak numbers in Sunday school during the 60s and early 70s. Any familiar faces here? In the early years, when athletic facilities were scarce in the city, Westworth boys participated in the United Church Athletic League, which ran programs in baseball, track and field, swimming, and basketball. The young weren't the only athletes in the congregation. Involvement in community needs took many forms, from assisting a Hungarian family in 1957 to sponsoring the Tran family from Vietnam in 1979. As well, there was house building for Habitat for Humanity and aiding the Christmas Cheer Board, as the women of the 20 to 90 Club still do with their year-long knitting. While men in the church became friends through participating in committees and AOTS, women of the church formed close bonds of friendship through the Women's Association, the Missionary Society, and United Church Women. For some, there are study groups such as Bible study, and for others, the 20 to 90 Club and crafts such as knitting and quilting. A regular feature of Westworth congregational life is the sign-up sheet. Are you coming to the luncheon? From A to M, bring sandwiches. From N to Z, bring dessert. Are you willing to wash dishes? Eating has played a major role in congregational life, bringing people together on all sorts of occasions. through fundraisers such as teas, luncheon bazaars, or perhaps preparing receptions after special services, marking anniversaries or farewells. It may have been through preparing dinners for seniors at Old St. Andrews or Knox Church, or for Habitat work crews. And let's not forget picnics, where fun was had by all ages in the congregation. And what about those hats? Personnel of the ministerial and support staff have changed since the early years, as have dress customs, forms of liturgy, organizational structure, and the size of church school classes and midweek groups. As well, the congregation has been supportive of the wider church through participation in the courts of the church, presbytery, conference, and general council. And by supporting candidates for ministry. But work from dedicated teachers and leaders, concern for outreach ministries and projects, and strong support for the Mission and Service Fund have been sustained and nurtured by the spiritual guidance and pastoral care from our staff.